lovely spectators. Dee here. Welcome to my studio. So, if you've seen the thumbnail, you know that we're here to talk about phony postage stamps. Yes, I'm doing another video for the ABC April 2025 collaboration hosted by Margaret and Tony from 7th Plaza and Crafty by Tony. So today is what is the date? April 18th, and the letter is P. So what do I mean by phony postage stamps? Well, we all love a good postage stamp. We all love to get those little tickets that look beautiful with the little thingamajigs, you know, like the Tom Holtz that I have here that we hoard because, you know, they're so expensive. But what is a postage stamp but just a little square thing that is placed onto the page, and then of course it's part of a cluster. So I'm going to show you today how I did my phony postage stamps. Let me just get you have a look at what I'm talking about and what we're going to be creating. So how do we do this? Easily, with any stamp set that you have, you just need to get yourself some sticker paper that has the square size. I will link the one that I purchased from Amazon in the description down below, and anything else like the stamp sets. So again, purchased a lot of my stuff from Amazon. So this is a stamp set that I believe is a knockoff. It is humongous. It is, I think this is what they call A4 size, because the thing behind is a letter size, and so it is slightly narrower and slightly longer. So it's just going to be put as much as we can, because remember that there is a border around each of the postage stamps. So I'm going to take black ink, standard black ink, nothing fancy, not distressed, whatever. It probably needs to be inked, even though I really did before, but it may be because of the size of the stamp set by the time I get across the entire thing. So it kind of has dried. But you know what? When we're doing junk journaling and when we're doing our vintagey, distressy kind of look to things, when it's not this crisp black, is it really all that bad? No, it's fine. And when we go and we distress it even further, which is how I got to where I showed you my phony. We want to keep the P's going. The phony postage stamps. So I think I got it all covered. Okay, so I do not have a stamp block. I know that I have one of those box picture frames. Remember those box picture frames that, you know, you put on the wall and it was like, you know, three-dimensional somewhere. And I'm thinking that that might work as a stamp block. So now I'm just trying to center it-ish and then lay it down like that. Then, of course, we're going to press and try to transfer as much of the ink onto the paper below, which will take a little bit of pressure, a little bit of, you know, consistency. It is a large area. Now, yeah, they are all individual stamps and you can use them individually, but some of us are lazy crafters. That's not me. But if we can get use out of this as a one and done kind of thing, hey, why not? So we've pressed. Now it's time for the reveal. We're going to lift this up, and voila! Look at that! We have a nice stamped image. Is it perfect? No. Could it be better? Probably. But that's okay. We're going to go with it. So, what do we do next? Well, we need to, what I prefer to do is, I want to see my postage stamps. So what I decided to do is I took a piece of cardstock. This is about maybe 65-pound weight, and I'm going to remove the outer edges of all of the postage stamps. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do this. Hopefully, if you decide you want to do this, it can help you out. Now you'll notice on the back there are no cut lines. Sometimes you have those sticker papers that have the cut lines already for you to make it an easy peel. So this doesn't have that. So how I usually go about peeling stuff is I take the littlest corner, put it between my nail and my finger, and I flick, and I'm able to separate. Now, yeah, it bends it a little bit, but I know for this particular purpose, I'm not going to need this corner to be that pristine, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it down like this, facing down, and I'm going to start to lift the backer away from the sticky. But just the littlest bit, just a little tiny bit like that, because I do not want to pull it. And, well, you could. Let me not say that. You could pull it and just toss it in the trash. But we're junk journalists, right? So why would you take a lovely piece of junk like that and just, you know, toss it? And I'll show you what I mean. So now that you have it revealed, the sticky, you're going to take that little edge, and I think I'm in the, yes, and you're going to line it up to the edge of the cardstock, okay, and you're going to press it down. Okay, now what? You're going to, I'm right-handed, so I would assume if you're left-handed, you might be more inclined to turn it the other way. So I'm left-handed. I'm not left-handed, I'm right-handed. Gosh, the confusion is setting in. All right, so you see that you have this little hinge part right here, and you're going to grab that, and you're going to start to lift it, okay? And right now, I don't know if you can tell, but I can start to see some of the squares. Now, don't go crazy lifting it up. Lift it lightly and let your hand underneath guide the rest of the sticker paper to that cardstock. Okay, so let me keep going, move it over, because I'm not sure. I want to stay in frame for you guys. Okay, and we're going to go like this, and we're going to let it go. Okay, so I have my postage stamps. Okay, so with this part, you know, it may not have laid down perfectly, but that's okay. We're going to smush it down, and then this is like a twofer, right? Or the beginning of a twofer. Because what do you think I'm going to say next? This is the great beginning of a masterboard. You can totally stamp other things where this white areas are, and you could then chop it up and you'll be good to go. So that's the process. I'm going to show you. So that was for this guy, right? I also have another stamp set that has words on it, and I did the same thing. So I have another started masterboard, and then I have another started masterboard. No, that's the same one. That was my prototype. Another one from another piece of paper and the outer edge. I'm not going to play with the potential masterboards today, but you do have these items now in your stash, right, that you can totally create other fantastic things with, okay? So that's your twofer. Okay, but we're not going to focus on that right now. We're going to look at our Phony postage stamps. So we have 3 sheets of paper, and it is up to you now. If you want colored postage stamps, I'm guessing you can take your distress oxides and you can do the outside edges, etc., and you can get yourself some color on this. So I am going to just go ahead and do the traditional. And then I'll do these with you too, and then I'll show you. I'm going to try something else, and we'll do that together. Let me grab my inks. So, because I do want to get a color of ink on here. I don't want to use oxides right now. So I am just pulling out, of course now I'm not going to use white. I'm pulling out what I have. So this is my little box of daubers for just distressing, because we don't want to mix them up. This one has hickory smoke, ground espresso, vintage photo, and black soot. And then just to round out the collection a bit, I have forest moss, scorched timber, walnut stain, and tea dye, which was traumatic to get. I finally was able to get it in that size. These daubers are for my oxides. And I'm going to put that back over to the side. So what do you want to do next is you want to distress them here. You could, if you want, cut them all out and hold them in your hand and kind of go like that. And maybe that's something that you want to do because you don't know what colors. But I think we kind of all know what we prefer and what we like to like kind of venture towards when it comes to distressing, and we prefer certain inks. So I'm just gonna, show you what I did to distress and get the look that I got on these guys here. So it's gonna go from this to this. All right, so let's start with, I started with my edge first. I think I'm gonna try it the other way around just because, why not? And I haven't tried tea dye because it's been like traumatic to get it. So I'm going to, sorry, the arm is of the tripod of the phone and the thing and the that is all connected to the same table. So I got to be a little less aggressive. Okay, so what I did was I just kind of went on the inside. I just put it because it's like almost the perfect size to kind of get some coloration to knock out the white. Not that white is a bad thing when it comes to junk journalings, but I think that, the idea of a lot of the junk journalings that are in the style of that vintagey, Tim Holtz. So you could also just go like that and just get some on there. I don't mind. I don't think the circle is that bad. I think the circle actually will lend itself to having a little bit of distress on the edge and a little lightness on the inside. So we're going to pretty much go and distress the insides. I don't want to do it like this too much because yes, I will shake you all and make you dizzy. So we're gonna just kind of do it as quickly as I can. And yeah, let's do that. Okay, and we're gonna go like that. So this is not that time consuming. This is actually pretty easy. I feel it like it's almost akin to fussy cutting out. Let's say you had a printable of stamps, postage stamps that oh, another P, printable postage stamps. You could definitely what do you call it, do this while you're watching TV because it's just a repetitive kind of thing. And yeah, it's kind of like that whole fussy situation. All right, we're almost done with this. And mind you, I'm not doing this to like make them look exactly the same. I'm not too concerned about round edges on any of these guys, right? So let's take a look, right? Tea dye, beautiful color. I will say it was worth the aggravation of getting this color. By no means does it look like the swatch that I printed out from online, but anyway. But it does look like the swatch that I did stamp. Yes, I'm trying to be much more organized in this little venture of ours. Okay, now we want to now do the edges. I'm gonna take the same size dauber. If you have the little tiny ones, you can you're more than welcome to kind of do it with that. I think I want to try walnut stain. And I'm just going to go into walnut stain with the dauber. And I'm going to start on the outside edge. Now this is slick. So this is going to have ink and it's going to come off on your fingers. This is why I was already dirty before joining you guys. And so I'm just going like this across the bottom. How simple is that? I'm getting the edge. Okay, then I'm going to go across the side over here and hitting these edges. So I'm inking my edges. Okay, and then we're gonna do that. So let me finish that and stop saying and then. So we'll do the edge. Once we have the edges done, we're going to do the other interior edges in the same fashion. And what I was trying to say was that this slippery paper, because, you know, sticker paper, the backing, is very slick. It's that, you know, you can see it here. Let me bring it up, and you can see by my fingers, but that's part of the process. If I go like this, it's going to come off. So therefore, you do want to make sure that once you're done with your whole set of phony postage stamps, you're going to want to then wipe down all of it. It's to stress, if you want to heat set it very lightly, because again, we're on adhesive is here and we don't want the adhesive to get kind of like messed up. So what I did was I just kind of went down each of the rows a little bit. You know, you do it as hard and as aggressive as you want the color to appear. Okay, and we're gonna go down every row, and then what are we gonna do? Yep, we're gonna flip to the columns. Okay, so let me get that down this row. Oops. Okay, so I already did the perimeter, so now I'm just gonna turn it. And you can see it's already kind of coming to life. And I'm going to come down here. I'm going to go this way. And we're going to do that. And I mean, you know, whatever the length of this video is, you know, you can time how long this actually takes, because, you know, I'm doing it in real time. And we'll do a couple more other things with this idea outside of the ABC kind of challenge. And there you go. You've got phony postage stamps that you can now use whenever you want to give that postage stamp vibe. So like I said, I'm going to go down the edges of the sticky, because I do not want to put this in my stash and then have it get all over everything. And then I will go down again the columns, so to say. Oops, he lifted, that's okay. He's added to the stress. I think I got some, yeah, tissue under there, but that's okay. We kind of lost one, but you know what? We'll rip it, we'll add it, and it's still going to be gorgeous anywhere we want to put it. Okay, so there we go. Okay, now I did have another idea. I wish I had a black marker, like a thin black marker, but I don't have one. But you know what? I'm going to just take a pen, because I want to see what happens. And this I didn't do on the other one, but hey, why not? I'm going to just take one pen if I wanted to. Maybe if I had a ruler, but you know, if it's going to involve a ruler, it might take a little too much time to do. Okay, so maybe you want to add a little border. Maybe I added it a little too aggressively. It was just an idea. Or maybe you want to do some faux stitching on it. So it's still postage feeling, but it's giving it a little bit of a zhuzh and a little character and a little something extra. Right? And even at this case, if you wanted to take little numbers, right? And I'm just gonna like, hey, I'm gonna freehand. Let's say you wanted to put a little number here, right? You could. Why not? It's junk journaling. We are using things that we have. Now, all of this was new, but I have now all these antique looking things, and I've hand drawn some elements. Let's make this guy worth $1 up here. Okay. Now if you don't like your handwriting, of course, right? My handwriting's not perfect. But hey, I have, you know, added to this. So we've gotten two very different looks using different colorings, right? So this one I use scorched timber on the outside, and on the inside I used vintage photo. And again, on this one I used tea dye on the inside, and on the outside I used walnut stain. Okay, we have another one that we can play with. Let's do that. Let's continue with our traditional colors of, you know, what we usually use. So I think I'm going to take some ground espresso, and I'm not going to put that on the inside, of course. That's a little too dark. I think I'm going to do the ground espresso. You know what? Let me do hickory smoke in the interior first. Yes, okay. Let's see how that goes. Hickory smoke is the one in this quadrant here. I'm just going to grab a little, close this up, and let's see. Right? I'm just tapping it because I knew that I got a heavy amount. Right? So now I'm going to, you know, just lightly, what do you call it? And again, it gives you a different effect. And you are just trying to cover the inside, knock down that white, in order to kind of make it seem more aged, right? And I'm not going back. I haven't re-inked. I'm not being as perfect. I may not want the round indicators that I'm using a dauber, but that's okay. You can use, you know, whatever kind. Maybe we should have tried a blending brush. I haven't thought of that, to use that on this. That's not my go-to. I have them. I don't know why I haven't cracked them out and tried to use them. I think I want to get a little more dark on there, so I'm going to go in and dip it a couple more times. I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to just pat it up a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of a knockdown of the color. Sorry, I moved the table again. And yeah. So these are the next one. Oh, I missed a little section over here, which is fine. Right? Wherever you feel you want to add and knock out that color of the white. Okay, so that's done. That's enough. I don't need no more. And since that is kind of the grayish of it in it, I think I'm going to take, let's go in. I love a bit of black on a project. I love to have black on my scrapbook pages. I love to include black on my greeting cards that I make. So there will be quite a bit of black here and there in the projects that I make for my junk journaling. So the black soot, I'm going to just go in a little bit from the bottom, and we're going to do the perimeter. And you kind of go at the sides as much or as hard as you want. Okay, and then we've got that going on. I think I need to hit a little bit more to get that darkness. Okay. Ooh, I love that. I love a good heavy kind of distress. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't mind distress. I do not mind distressing in other colors, which I think the next one, let's play with some colors and distress it to see how we get that. So I've done the perimeter lightly. So now I'm going to just go down the middle, and I'm just going back and forth, right? And I can hit it up again wherever I feel like it needs a little more. Okay, I'm going to go down this corner. If I tilt it on my side, it's not as wide as having the whole brush, right? And we're just going to go up and down, and we're going to get ourselves that distressed edge around the left and right, because, you know, I'm talking directionality when it comes to that. Oh, this is, you know, there is a top and a bottom. And then we're going to do the top and the bottom. So now that I've done the sides, okay, and even if you like that, you just like this like gradient in the middle. Stop where you feel like you just found the thing that's like, ah, and you love. So I'm going to do the whole entire thing and then wipe her down. And we're going to go from there, right? So let me get a little bit. I'm tapping not as hard and going back every time because, like I said, I like a good dark thing, you know. Now, if you had For example, one of those stamps. Let's see, do I have something? I don't know. I just got one and I know where it is. That does that little wavy thing, like it's been postage stamp, or like you want to add more. By all means, add more. Embellish, embellish, embellish to your heart's content. Okay, so we now have one. I'm going to take all three of them out. 2, 3. Very different color stories, but all beautiful in their own respect, right? You know what? And just to be that one, I'm gonna just, in the fly, I'm gonna take some spray stain. I don't have my little spray box, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna hit, you know, and see what happens, right? So I'm gonna wipe the edge. I forgot to wipe the edge, but I'm gonna just, you know, go like that. So now I've got some black, maybe some coffee. Oh my God, you could totally stencil. Dudes, I'm just enjoying today right now because so many things, okay? I think this got a little too white, but guess what? We love a good distress, so I ain't even mad about it. There we go, you know? So, listen. I'm going to tell you right now for sure that this is going to be the paper that I picked from Amazon. It's going to be the least expensive. So is it going to like handle like super duper, you know, crazy manhandling and this and that? Probably not. But you roll with it. We're looking at distress. I want to distress the other ones. Oh my goodness, my goodness. You know what? I'm just going to hit one side. Let's see what happens. So look at that. That's oh my goodness. Let's play. All right. So I'm just going to hit a couple on this side. Okay. And then we need another tissue or a splotching cloth, right? Get that off the sides. And, you know, depending on how quick you can pull it up, you get yourself a little more variation. And again, maybe I should grab a stencil, but they're in another location. And I'm kind of pinned behind the table right now. But look at that. So much you could do. All right, so let's go and try to do some color. Some colores, right? But right now, I'm going to stick to the Distress oxides. Distress inks, not oxides. So I think I'm going to try some forest moss, which is green. Okay, and I don't know where I'm gonna put it, so we're just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna load up a little bit on the dauber, and we're gonna do a couple of trials. So first, I don't know, that might be a little too dark, but if you can just do a few things on there and not get too heavy with it, maybe the green is going to work out. I think so. Why not? Why not? I just, oh my goodness. Are you having fun? Are you like waiting? Did you already go into the description box looking for like the paper that I purchased over here or the stamp sets? Again, we know who the stamp sets are resembling. Okay, we're not gonna like, you know, lie to ourselves about that. But, you know, hey, I think if you've seen Margaret, you know, she doesn't like the whole alley and this and that, whatever, express, and she probably wouldn't like the whole Temu of it all because they steal, right? We're not going to lie to ourselves about that. They do. But here's the thing. Like she said, don't steal from the little people, right? Don't steal from the little people, okay? So is it right? No, it's not right. But you know what? That's life. He can afford a hit, whereas some of the little people can't. Let's just put it that way. And if that's something that you don't like me saying, I apologize. But you know, that's just what it is. So, all right. So we've got the green. We still have a little bit more white because I didn't want to hit it too dark with the green. It almost makes me feel like getting another green distress ink that I can use to kind of make this happen where that light is in the middle, but this is looking cool right now. What color have I not tried on here? So let's do the where's the vintage photo sticky thing? Let's see how the vintage photo looks. Okay, so I'm gonna grab, I was thinking the espresso, but then we're really gonna go dark, 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 dark. So, let's see. Okay. Okay, oh, I think this is a nice combination. Oopsie. Combination. I'm trying not to go too heavy-handed on the vintage photo, but, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do. So I think I'm gonna just get a little bit more aggressive here. Let's go down the perimeter side. Okay, and again, once you get used to handling this and working with this, you kind of feel like you get the feel of like what it is that you like and how things look. So there's my outer perimeter. Let's go and do the middles. Okay, I don't want to lose too much green, so I am kind of on the side, kind of doing on the side. This is obviously not for the faint of heart when it comes to getting inks on your hands, but I'm okay with that. I think, you know, crafting, that's part of the process sometimes, is to kind of really get your hands into it. And there's always soap and water, so we can, you know, totally clean up after the fact. So there we go. Let's go one more column, and then we're going to hit our rows. Okay. I'm going to do this. Okay. And here we go. Alright. This is looking so cool. So how many of you are going to go and make some phony postage stamps? Because, you know, it is so cool. I think it is so cool. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean the edge real quick of all of this extra ink. Because, I mean, I don't mind it on my fingers, but I really don't want to try to make any kind of fingerprint marks. But I'm not really being that cautious because, hey, whatever, right? It's all good. I do feel like I lost a little bit of the green, so I'm just going to take whatever's left on the dauber, and I'm going to kind of hit some of these guys that maybe lost the green of it all, and add a little bit more to that. Okay, so there we go. Can we add some colors? Sure, we can add colors to this whole situation. I'm not going to spritz this one. I think I'm going to leave this one alone. So here we go, guys. We have made several. When is several? This is single, this is one, a couple, a few, several. We've made several different colorways of phony postage stamps. What do you think? I mean, I am like, this just came to me and I was just like, I gotta buy the sticker paper, I gotta try this out. The minute I saw these bad boys come to my house and they were so huge, I totally needed to do this. Okay, so that is my PP of it all for the ABC April 2025 collab. So phony posted stamps, and yeah, I'm gonna add these to my stash. I'm probably gonna wind up cutting them down to more manageable so that they don't get lifted all over, but I'll maybe make some squares like this and then have them in one of my little boxes ready to go. Perfect. Okay, so now here's the other thing. This is not a postage stamp, but since I have you as my audience, I want to try something, and then I want you guys to let me know in the comments below if you think, I don't know, I was thinking of kind of stamping on these labels, and then they have to be fussy cut. These are not labels that, you know, you peel the backing off of. I was just curious, like, if it goes over the blue, would it be bothersome? You know what? Let's do it. Let's just do it. If you're staying with me just to see how this works out, I appreciate it. If you want to go right now, but you want to come back, please subscribe, like the video, comment below, and yeah. we shall see when I come up with another fantastic idea, because you know what? I'm patting myself on the back right now for this one. I really am. I'm going to not take the humble pill right now, and I'm just going to, yes, I think this is great. Okay, so now, this is my little test. I want to see, because it's the same concept of using the full sheet. So I have my labels, and I'm going to place this down as straight as possible. Once it's laid down, I'm going to press. So, and yeah, so same concept to make the phony postage. I'm making the labels with things, because I know that there are printables out here that people are getting of different labels, and they have interior designs, etc., and there's also blank ones, and we stamp and we put things in there. So I'm the lazy one, like I said. So I'm like, can't they just print the labels and then like stamp a whole entire page? So I don't know, it doesn't look that appealing right here, but let me just take out one pair. I think I also need to re-ink, so I will say that. Let's just grab one little thing. I think I'm going to cut this guy out over here. Okay, so I'm going to cut down this label, and yeah, so this is a little extra because of the process of the phony postage stamps. So I know it's not 100%. And see, I hate fussing cutting because I already left some of the blue there. But hey, that's what happens. Okay. So here we go. I'm almost done with getting all this out. And then I'm going to show it to you. And you guys, please tell me what you think about this. And then here's the other thing. The white is on the inside. Do we distress it in the inside? Again, inquiring minds. So here's the label cut. Does it bother you that the black is on the blue? I don't know if it bothers me. I'm gonna take my go-to black soot, because that's my first choice when I'm trying to distress intensely. I'm gonna distress it to see how that knocks that whole vision away. And I think it looks good. I really do. Let's see, walnut stain. Let's just, you know, do a little bit of that on the inside. Okay. Okay. There we go. It's a distress label. Okay, I think this whole process of doing your labels where they are and having this color, I think it works. Anyway, you to me, thank you for coming to check out the phony postage stamps method. And until next time, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. And that would be awesome, because I'm trying to build this channel, and I will hope to see you back again. So, bye-bye. Ciao.